such a busy summer though. Yeah, with traveling and of course the new album. How are you? How are you doing? How are you feeling about, the new album upcoming and how does it feel being back with the boys?
Well, first of all, being back with the boys is a wonderful feeling. And I can't believe it. I mean, it's almost 2 years soon since I came back. It's like, what the hell? Time flies when you had fun. You know, when I came back into the band, it was a very natural thing, because we've stayed in touch all these years. And so it was just getting back into shape guitar-wise and, getting back to your second family. It was like, yeah, it was like the last piece of the puzzle. Everything was like perfect timing with everything. My son is now 7 years old, and
Oh.
yeah. So, I mean, partly why I left in 16 was because I wanted to start a family, and but here we are now. So everything is like perfect timing.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
How's it, do you feel like you've got like nerves or anything, walking back on stage and all, or is it kind of, just kind
Remember
of
the first
sick?
tour we kicked off with in in the spring of 2024. My first, let's say, three, four, five shows were kind of like I was a bit nervous, I have to say, because of course it's been a while.
Hmm.
And of course Tom is a great guitar player. He was the best replacer ever. I mean, and he's just phenomenal at guitar playing and singing and all that. So it was yeah, some nerves involved, getting up there on stage, but then kind of got into it pretty quick. It was like, yeah, we've done this before. So it was wonderful.
Nice, awesome. Glad to hear about that. Do you feel like the band, obviously kind of the fan base has grown a lot over the
A lot,
years.
yeah.
Like it's kind of astonishing. Do you feel like the band has kind of changed and grown a lot over the years, or do you kind of just feel like, you just kind of come back right in and you're just like, yes, everything's perfect, everything's normal.
Well, yeah. Well, the boys in the band they hasn't changed. Nothing has changed, which is a good thing. It's the same crazy guys, the same humor. It's like, it, but on the other hand, I mean, we never. I remember once I was at a show watching Sabaton play, and the guy next to me was like, "Doesn't it feel weird to see the guys playing and you're not on stage?" And I was like, "And you're not in the band?" He said. I was like, "What the?" My gut reaction was like, "What do you mean I'm not in the band? I'm just not on stage." That was the first reaction to me, but because we stayed in touch all these years, barbecuing, writing songs together and whatnot. So it was a completely natural thing to get back, and also was a very good timing to get back when we started to record the album, because it's also very important to feel like you're a part of the new album, of course, which
Mhm.
was great to be in the studio with the guys again. And the only thing was to get back in shape when it came to guitar playing, because I had like 2 years where I didn't play much. But the band, of course, I mean, the organization, everything is bigger now, so have to get used to that. I'm still trying to get used to that sometimes. It's like, oh, really? Okay, yeah,
Well, it's a good thing to have to get used to.
yeah.
I am very excited for Legends. When you kind of joined back into the band, about how much were you able to work on it from start to end, or was, some chunks of it already completed by the time you joined back in?
Was pretty funny because me and Joachim has been writing. We have been writing songs together, even though I wasn't in the band during all these years since I left the band in 16. So we had already finished what became Lightning at the Gates, like in November of 23, I think.
Oh,
So,
wow.
and little did I know at the time that I was going to be in the band 2 months later, recording that song in the studio. So that was pretty fun and pretty funny. And so I was definitely involved, and also wrote together with Chris and Joachim, The Tiger Among Dragons, and guitar solos and ideas, arranging everything like that in the studio. So I was definitely there from the start, which was so great feeling, you know.
Oh, that's so awesome. I love that. Can you tell us from your perspective about this album? Do you feel like there's kind of it's a more of kind of like a spiritual successor to Heroes as it kind of highlights specific figures in this album?
In a way, it's like yeah, it's like because I mean, there's stories about certain legends, so that makes it more kind of dive into them as legendary people, you know, and stories about these characters. So in that way, I would say it's a bit like Heroes for sure. Absolutely, yeah.
And then, of course, you don't even have to be a history major to know that there's so much that you guys could have covered for this album. Like way too much material to fit on, just one
Yeah, I think
record,
we
let
had like
alone 10.
30 legends or something that we
Oh,
had
wow.
like, all right, but we have to, you know, make an album with maybe 11, 12 songs or something. So let's boil it down to these guys, you know. And
Hmm.
how do you do that? Yeah, we usually write the songs first, you know, the music, and then we connect it to like in this case legends and for example, the Impaler, very dark, haunting, you know, that's a perfect kind of a vehicle for Dracula, you know, Vlad the Impaler,
Hmm.
which is Dracula in popular culture, you know.
Yeah,
He
definitely.
became that kind of figure. So that's a legend, like a legend in two ways, I would say. But I mean, and then you have these kind of more upbeat songs, and then you feel like, well, this song would definitely fit together with that legend. This has more oriental scales in it that would fit to that, you know.
Oh, wow, yes. Um, was there any kind of legends that you personally wished were included that might have just not made the cut?
No, I never really thought about that in that way, you know. It was always about what do we have here and what can we work with, and I never thought about, you know, some personal I no, not that way, you know.
Just whichever one kind of fit the songs best.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like that. Do you feel like, especially for maybe new listeners coming in, do you feel like it's easier to kind of connect to songs like Legends that are, more specific about a person, or maybe older songs that are more about like a massive battle?
It's a tricky question. I don't know really. I mean, history is history.
Mhm.
And when it comes to legends, most of these legends we're covering on this album, people know of. But it's like history. Everybody is connected to history in some way because the world we live in today is what it is because of history, and history contains war, and that's what we've been singing about throughout all these years. And now with legends, of course, it can maybe get you going in a more. I mean, for us, it's the topic of legends is also pretty interesting to write about because some are so old that you can't be really sure, is this fairy tale or is this historical facts, which opens up maybe for the listener as well to kind of imagine more and interpret things in their own way. It's not, you know, like if you sing about D-Day, these are the facts, you know, you have this in the history books. So maybe it's a bit more in the it's a more colorful direction, maybe. I don't know.
I like it. I'm so excited. I hope you guys get a lot more new fans from this album. I really feel like you guys have done so well. The fan base has grown so much and it deserves all the recognition.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I
Of
think this album is
course.
is a bit different in that way, and the whole production and everything is kind of majestic in a. I mean, how you can only feel like you have this box, and you can feel that with sound to 100%. You can only feel it to 100%. But the production is like bigger than the box. I mean, I don't know what the producer Jonas Kjellgren how he did that. You know, it's so
Hmm.
fucking. Oh, sorry, mine. Pardon my
Oh,
French.
you're all good. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I
Um,
love the production and I love the songs. Each song is very powerful, you know, and the artwork, everything's like, wow, yeah, we're really proud of this.
you guys should be. And the music videos, oh my gosh. You guys have always been very well known for music videos that feel more like, movies rather than, just watching a music video. And, Templars was honestly, I felt kind of like I was watching Game of Thrones for a
Yeah,
bit, with the battle and everything. Um, and then Hordes of Khan filmed in like the actual Museum of Natural History. Like,
yeah.
how was it filming these music videos and, being on, I guess, being there, being in this war, being in the museum? Like, how was that?
I mean, what I've learned throughout my life is that life's a journey and it can take you places you don't expect. Um, and for example, Natural History Museum of London, I mean, just to be there at night, it's closed down. It's only we and the camera guys and the set, and it's like a place of magic in itself. You see all these dinosaurs and all that, the fossils and everything's like it's magic. And you know, you have sometimes I had to kind of pinch my arm just to realize, okay, you're back. You know, life is a journey, and just go with the flow. You know.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like if I was there, I'd be too distracted looking at everything to like actually perform and, be in the music video. I'd just be like too busy staring at everything.
Well, you have to like to stay awake, you know, for to be able to focus for sure.
Oh, I
And
bet. And then coming up for the tours and the live shows. Um, so you guys did the Australian and New Zealand tour. Did you guys test out any of the new Legends tracks live? And if you
we actually
did, kind
played
of what was
the
the
Hordes of
crowd
Khan.
reactions?
Hordes of Khan. It's the only one from the album we actually played.
Nice.
Yeah,
How was the
we want
crowd
to wait for
reaction?
we want to wait for the perfect production, you know, to bring out all these new songs. You know, we want to do them justice in the way that we want to have a full set. Everything is the way it's supposed to be to present these songs live. So that's why we're kind of waiting to play the rest of the songs live.
For the production for these songs, as well as including the orchestra, how is this gonna fit into like the overall show and everything?
So the thing is that the Legendary Orchestra is actually, if I put it like this, you're gonna have them every night because the Legendary Orchestra is not only an orchestra, it's also the greatest singers. So they're gonna perform Sabaton songs, the whole orchestra, classical musicians. I mean, we're talking top of the line people. They're gonna perform Sabaton songs for a whole set, and then Sabaton comes on. So it's gonna be pretty cool.
That's gonna be awesome. I'm
Yeah.
so excited. For you personally, is there a song that you're most excited to play with these tours? Or you just can't choose one because they're all too amazing.
Yeah, I can't really choose just one because I'm looking forward to play all the songs we're gonna play. You know, all especially the new ones, of course, because it's gonna be something really out of the ordinary. I mean, I'm thinking about the connection with the production and all that. It's going to be so amazing. We had a meeting a couple of weeks back, and I was like, we started rehearsing one of the songs and having this in mind with all the production around it. It gave me goosebumps. It was like, wow, oh my god, this is going to be something extra. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be
I'm
nothing like people have seen Sabaton do before.
Yeah, I'm excited too. You guys just announced too your North American tour, which I will be seeing you guys in LA. Of course, I have to. Um, Obviously we can't choose a specific city, but if you could, without making too many people mad, is there a city that or a state you're really excited to visit for the North American tour?
I see everything as a just a big tour with I can't really say that I would prefer any place really. It's like the whole tour in itself is going to be so much fun. So I'm looking forward because every night is equally exciting to us. We love what we do and we love to play. And I mean, no matter if it's 50 people or if it's 5 or 15,000, it doesn't matter because we love to play. So
Yeah. And I know throughout the United States and Canada, like you guys have such a crazy fan base. I know like a couple years back, I was able to join you guys for a tour and kind of help shoot some videos for you. And I was amazed by the reactions of the fans throughout each state, like going crazy. You know, everybody sits down on the very gross, sticky, beer-covered venue floor and just doing the rowing.
yeah.
You know, everybody singing along, singing their heart out, going crazy, and then the watching you guys just feed off of that energy and then your humor, the way you guys interact with the crowds. It's just you guys are very magical. And I think that it's gonna get even crazier with Legends.
I would say
Um,
it's it's because of the crowd. I mean, the fans, as you said, it becomes like a positive spiral. You can see it in the eyes of people that they love to be there. It's like a big family, Everybody's there for the same reason. That's heavy metal and having a good time. Everybody's friends, and there's just so much love in the crowd, and that's we're feeding off of that, and we're giving it back. It becomes this positive spiral that's impossible to break, and I don't know if I think that's the magic, actually.
if you had like a magic amplifier that could blast a Sabaton song back in time, um, to like the figure from Legends, how do you think they would react to hearing a song being told about themselves, but also in a heavy metal song? How do you think they would react? Besides
Wow.
like mind blown.
First of all, I'm not so sure they would understand anything of what they're hearing because, I mean, it's a completely different form of music than what was back then, I guess. Um, that's the first thing that would be very interesting. And then, of course, would they know English?
Well, this is magical, so let's
Yeah,
say
it's
like they do
magical.
know
So,
it and
yeah.
maybe it translates it
I
perfectly
think they
too.
would be kind of flattered that, many thousand years or whatever from now, I'm going to be talked about as a legend. Um, that's what I think. And, most of these guys were pretty, I was say, not nice guys. So I think that would grow their egos even more.
Maybe do the butterfly effect and it just changes the history completely.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And then one last fan question, and this one's just pretty easy. What was the most exciting part about coming back to the boys? I know we kind of mentioned that a little bit in the beginning, but what was kind of like the most exciting part about being back and everything?
Well, it was exciting. I was so happy to be back with my best friends. That was the thing. The circle is complete, I would say. That was the thing for me. And it was like, let's do this, until we're 85 or something. And that was just a feeling that I got when I got the question and and took the decision to actually rejoin. So, and I just, excited for the future of the band because I remember in 16 when I left, I knew this is going to be the next Iron Maiden or something. So I'm happy to be back with my best friends. It's so much love in the air.
We're happy to have you back too. Hello.
Oh my God.
Hi. How are
Cheeky
you?
bastard.
Yeah, I'm great. How are you? I don't want to
Good.
interrupt you guys. I was actually looking for the barbecue, but then I found this
The
guy.
bar, you were looking for the
The
bar.
bar. I know where the bar is. The barbecue, I don't know where it is.
It's in the fridge. If you go into the room that's as far as you can go,
Got
and
it.
you go in there.
His house is so big, you know, you can't find anything.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh my
you
goodness.
enjoy it.
Lucky I'm in an interview now. Look.
Oh my goodness. Well, I just have one last question. But I just want to, that was really cool. We get to see him as well. But thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. But is there anything else you'd like to say, add, shout out to the fans?
Come to see us, and we'll have a magic night.